Yo, what up? It is the 24th of July, 2024. It is currently 10:57 p.m. on a Wednesday. And yeah, back to recording late. But a little bit busy today. I got introduced. Was that a purple rose? No, I don't know why I thought that was a purple rose. Also, Shrunk's here, I don't care. I was doing work. I got introduced to my animation class. I've only got one animation class this semester, and it's CGI, which is like working with 3D stuff, 3D modeling software. And I did one last year, like an introductory unit, so I already know the basics of stuff. And I'm not gonna rant because it's a bit annoying, but the the like task that we were given before we come into our first like proper class was to remake the first assessment item within the week, which is a bit stupid. I don't really, I mean. Yeah, no, and you know what? That's just the end of it. That's what I'm gonna say about that. Granted, it's just modeling a simple object. It's just modeling this like mailbox, and then modeling it, and then you have to smooth it, then you have to UV map it, then you have to texture it, and then you have to render it. So, yeah, it's just that. That's all you have to do. I've been totally obsessed with wrestling lately. I just want us to like the same things. I mean, I have so many weird silences. I don't like wrestling. Or I've never partaken in wrestling. I don't really get the idea, I guess, personally. But, to each their own. Anyway. But yeah, no. The thing with 3D modeling is that it's a bloody annoying process that takes you between like 15 different softwares. No one thing can do everything, really. I mean, in this case, I've only got to go between, I think, two bits of software. But still, it's annoying. Yeah, it's just a very annoying process. And we're using Maya, which, I don't know. I've heard, I don't know if Blender is better, but it kind of just sounds like it'd be better to me. Maya you have to pay for, well, I don't have to pay for it because it's with I get a student, like, version of it. But, Blender's free, no matter what. So already it's better, at least on that front. I don't know. I've seen videos of people using Blender, and it looks. I know that it's hard to learn all of the like buttons and stuff, but it looks like it's got either features that are on par or just straight up better than Maya. So, yeah, it's a little bit annoying there, but I've already been taught Maya, and I don't really want to switch. And I'm not really going to pursue 3D modeling past these courses, so. I guess I'm just stuck with it. I don't really like Maya. It's just kind of, I don't know. I don't want to say unintuitive, but like, well, no, it's kind of unintuitive. It's sort of one of those. I think with these sorts of softwares, it's like they start with something very basic, like when it first comes out, and then they gradually start adding features and stuff. And instead of revamping it every time, they're sort of just adding on to the original package. So certain things are in menus that you wouldn't expect. Certain buttons aren't where they should be, or where it feels like they should be. And I feel like that's because they started with a very basic starter thing, and then they just were adding stuff on top rather than refreshing it, I guess, to make it more intuitive, which is something that they do a little bit better, I'd say, with Adobe products. But Adobe products are their a whole other can of worms. But Maya's been around since the 90s, really, the early 90s actually. I'm pretty sure. So that it's been around for quite a while. Maybe it'll sound weird coming from me all of a sudden. Mateio's such a cute town. I heart Mateiio. But yeah, actually, I guess to wrap it back to, I don't know, vaguely on topic to the game of Animal Crossing. Not at all, really. It's just also a Nintendo game, I guess. But Donkey Kong Country, actually, the models. So that game, that's an SNES game. So the game doesn't use models technically, but it actually uses pre-rendered graphics, which means they made 3D models and then rendered those 3D models and then turned those 3D models into sprites. Which is why, if you look at that game, it kind of looks like everything is, it doesn't, it's not 3D in terms of the perspective or anything, but the actual, like, characters look like they're, 3D because that's how they were made. And yeah, to do that, they used an early version of Maya. I think it wasn't called Maya yet, though. I don't remember what it was called, but that's a little interesting fun fact. I don't know how. Oh no, Hugh's trying to move. I'm not gonna let him. Yeah, I don't know how industry standard Maya is compared to Blender. I don't know. I feel like it's the thing where, like, oh, you pay for Maya, so it must be better, but I don't know if that's true. But Blender's open source. It's, well, it's free, obviously. I don't know. I don't know if the tutorials are better, but maybe they are. I don't know much about it. I just think I just wonder if there's a better option than what I'm using. Well, they're not making us use it, but they basically are. Okay, don't leave me. But yeah, I mean, I've already done the model. I just finished up the modeling of the mailbox that I have to make. It's not a have to make. It's mostly just gauging how much we know, or how much we know from the previous unit, which I'm kind of behind on because I feel like a lot of people in the class would have done the unit the previous semester, whereas I didn't do it. I did it the previous year, during the second semester of last year. So, yeah, I've got to remind myself of a couple things. But this time we're doing also doing real time graphics, which is also relates to video games actually, because when you can render something. If you render like a movie, for example, that's just rendered. It's done. You can't really say like change the camera angle in this scene without having to go back into the original program files and going through the re-rendering process and all that, because it's already been put together. Real-time graphics or real-time 3D is basically the opposite of that. Instead, it's you're able to dynamically have a rendered image that come out every frame, which is a thing in games. Because everything's dynamic and constantly moving, and you have control over where you are. Yeah, so I became a member of the HRA, but judging by the way they score me, I'm like a complete decorating doof. Ah, why can't they see how totally awesome I am? I don't know, Tangy. But modeling's very important for games. All the stuff here you see, well, not all the stuff you see here actually. The trees, for example, are sprites. The flowers are sprites. The shirts are models, but the textures of the shirt, I mean, I guess the texture of anything is a sprite, so that's kind of well, it's a texture, it's a different thing. Still. So what do you think? Not bad, huh? Yeah, once I get all dolled up, I'm pretty cute. Oh, that's what you were talking about. Okay. That sounded mean. Yeah, that's Marina. But yeah, the characters are modeled. The watering can I'm holding, that's modeled. There's a lot of modeling. Yeah, modeling's cool to see the process and result of. It's not very fun to do, per se, unless you know the tricks, and I guess learning the tricks is part of it. And that's why I don't think it's a great subject for like 13-week semester. Like, it's not, I don't think you can get everything you can out of the process from just a semester or even 2 semesters. I feel like it's just a thing you sort of go at like hobbyist style. Like, I know Photoshop, for example, and I didn't learn Photoshop from a class. I learned Photoshop from just, like, doing stuff in it, like, over and over again, in the same way with Premiere Pro. And, you know, that, you develop skills a lot better because you're just sort of making random stuff. And each time you might learn something a bit, you know, something newer that will help you the next time you make something. Listen up, boss. Part of being alive is having dreams. Take my dreams, okay? I dream of eating a ton of seafood chowder tonight. And I also dream of eating loads of chocolate souffle after that. Oh. Hope I'm not dreaming too big. You can, Peewee. I probably wouldn't be able to eat all that. In one sitting, at least. But yeah, I don't know. I find learning programs and software, like, it's a very, I suppose, deliberate process. It's a very, I don't want to say tedious, but something you have to go at. You know, practice makes perfect, the classic thing. But the difference, I suppose, is you're not really developing a skill so much as you're developing a, like, I guess, perception of something. Like, everything is already there, you know. All of the tools that you could possibly want to use, all of the variables, and it's just about what you know about the software that is limiting you from being able to do whatever you want in it. So, I'd say it's a bit different from practice makes perfect. Oh, it is practice makes perfect, but, you know, it's not like, yeah, I guess it ends up playing out a bit differently, which is why, like, you know, tutorials are all helpful and stuff like that. Oh, Pango's sick. Oh, I didn't buy medicine. Ooh. Well, we're gonna have to wait till tomorrow to start treating her. Nursing her back to health. Yeah, complicated programs like that are, you know, very difficult to get the hang of. And it's sort of why I don't know. And I think, I don't know if no, I don't think I've talked about this, but I think, you know, the bar for these sorts of units is not set very high in terms of, like, grading. Because they can't set it ridiculously high, because it's kind of, you know, unreasonable to expect people to be able to learn a complicated piece of software, you know, reasonably well within 13 weeks among, you know, having to actually make a project and also juggling all your other classes. So, you know, the bar is not set insanely high for the actual technical output, I don't think. And also, you've got to, like, you know, demonstrate knowledge through, like, reflective, like, documentation and stuff like that, like showing that you know what you were doing and what, you know, you were thinking in certain stages of the process, which that gets marked in terms of your knowledge base. So, you know, there's more to the, like, what's marked than just, like, the output that you end up making. So I guess it's sort of, yeah, I don't know. And that kind of, I don't know, that kind of thing, it kind of, it doesn't bother me, I guess, but more so it I guess, turns me, it makes me confused a little bit. Not, like, the reasoning behind them doing it, but more so the actual execution of me having to do those sorts of assignments where I don't know if I'm putting more effort into this part or this part. I guess, you know, they always provide a criteria. Maybe I should look at those a bit carefully, and then I can divide my work better using those. I don't know. I'm not great at dividing work either. Like, I just sort of end up doing the processes individually, and then, you know, I don't know if I should have put more time into this or more time into that, because I don't even know how much time I spent on each thing. Yo, think you could swing a favor for me? I have this thing I want delivered to Daisy. Okay, sure. Make my rant on software last a little longer, I guess. Yeah, but I'm at the very least, I'm glad that I only have one animation unit this semester, if it's just going to be that, because, you know, writing doesn't take up a huge amount of my time in comparison. and I've got to write for that assignment anyway, or those assignments in the CGI one anyway. So it's going to take up more of my time. So yeah, hopefully I'll manage through that. But I did pretty well on the last one. I was kind of surprised, honestly, how well I did. So if I am more on top of it to things this time around, I think I'll do like even better. I guess here's to hoping. Where was Daisy? Daisy. She was holding a net. Is that her? No. Wait, I'm bumping into someone? Oh, it's Shrunk. Oh, I don't want to talk to you, Shrunk. Good. Okay. Yeah, I'm great emotively. Oh, there's Daisy. Little doggy. Here's a delivery. But yeah, it's kind of, I don't know. I think that the environment of, this sort of unit... Ooh, Daisy did not like that. The environment of the way they do teaching, it doesn't really work that well with these sorts of subjects. It's very difficult to, like, teach even the fundamentals of art of a certain thing in such a short amount of time. Whereas, in other things, it's more so just teaching, it's not teaching a lot of stuff, or it's not teaching a lot of complicated stuff. Thank you, gift. Money. Yeah, also it's just a thing where, like, I didn't do an animation degree because I wanted to learn, I guess, a range of things. I kind of wanted to just know, I wanted to learn hand-drawn stuff mostly, and I've only really done hand-drawn animation in, like, one unit. Like, properly in one unit. I've done a pre-production thing, which relates to it in a sense, in another unit. And, so it's, like, kind of... I don't know. But animation, comprises a lot of things, but also a lot of different, like, range of things, like a different, no, a lot of different, like, complexities, whereas, something like writing there's a dynamic between something like a corporate writing and poetry, but at the end of the day, it's still writing on a page, whereas there's a lot of dynamic differences between, hand-drawn or just 2D drawing in general, and 3D modeling. And also, you can't just draw to make a 3D model, and nor can you... Well, I guess you could, make a bunch of meshes to make a 2D drawing either. Like, it's... there's not only an actual difference in the content with, as with most different units within certain degrees, but also there's just the technical complexity that changes. But yeah, I think there should be a distinction between a 3D animation bachelor and a 2D animation one. Because I think they're different enough, and especially 3D animation has enough to it on its own that I don't think it should just be lumped in, personally. But, it doesn't matter too much to me because I'm pretty confident I'm not going to be pursuing animation, like, career-wise. I'm probably just going to be sticking to writing. But I have liked learning stuff, certain things, and it definitely will help in certain stuff. I just don't know if I'll take it into a career. Who knows, I guess. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. Very, talky on my education, which is always a fun conversation. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today.